Hi friends, it's the end of one month and almost the beginning of another month, which means it's time once again to use my handy dandy TBR fish tank to choose some random ass books for the month. And when I say it's the end of one month and almost the beginning of another one, I mean for you. You're hopefully seeing this at the end of March. It's currently February 18th for me. I had to film this very, very early because I'm going to be out of the country for all of March. By the time you see this, I should be back already. I should have landed a few days ago. So I am here today on February 18th to pull books for 6 weeks from now. And I just 5 minutes ago finished the March TBR JAR video. So I'm going right into this one. In April, I should have a little bit more around room. March was weird because I had to try and line up the prompts with the books that I was bringing to Scotland and Ireland. April, I have videos in place, but we have a little bit of wiggle room. We have some around room. So hopefully I can still match these up with the videos I need to do while still giving some wiggle room to myself. Let's just start. I need to stop talking. What does that say? Oh my god, hello, please load. By now, hopefully I will be using my brand new camera that I had to get because this one dropped while I was making a vlog. And it's also 10 years old, which is why the quality is not that great. I got a new camera, I just forgot to get the batteries for it. Hopefully by now you have been seeing videos created with a higher quality camera. What does that say? Random object generator? What do I mean? I don't know what I was thinking when I was making some of these prompts. I went prompt crazy. Okay, random object generator. I guess let's generate some random objects and then I'm gonna have to choose a book that corresponds with that object. Randomize, how many? Let's just do one. We'll do one. Randomize. Fork. Fork? Fork? You know what, should I do 3? I'm gonna have it be 3 objects and I have to try and choose a book that corresponds with all 3 objects, okay? Okay, that was a bad idea. Rubber band novel rolling pin. Rubber band, well, novel. All of these are gonna be novels, that's easy. Rubber band rolling pin. That sounds like items that Timmy yells out in the theme song for the Fairly Odd Parents. Doesn't he say rubber band? Doesn't he also say rolling pin? We can't do 3. We're gonna go back to 1. We're gonna ignore that. 1. Bottle of lotion. Come on now. Bottle of lotion. I mean, I know it's just that my mind is in the gutter, but bottle of lotion, why? The very first thing I thought of when I saw the words bottle of lotion, what's his name's jack-off station in I Love You Man. So when I'm thinking of bottle of lotion, I guess the very first thing I think of is men masturbating. Okay, oh no, I'm gonna have to bleep out so much of that. You know what? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna use this opportunity to put a romantasy onto my TBR because all of these spicy, sexy romantasies, at some point there's gonna be a male touching himself. So I'm gonna put Brimstone by Callie Hart on my TBR. I took off the dust jacket right when I got this for some reason. Don't remember why. And I don't remember where I put the dust jacket. So it exists only in our memories now. Do I have to tell you what this is? This is the sequel to Quicksilver. It came out in November. I loved Quicksilver. I should have read this by now, but like story of my life, not reading books when I should. Quicksilver is a romantasy book about a girl who is just a girl and she accidentally winds up in a fairyland with this big hot fairy man and they have sex. Like it's a romantasy. And this is a sequel. So that's my choice for bottle of lotion random object generator. Fucking hell. I've been filming for 11 minutes and I've only gotten one thing done. Okay, number 2. I can't even read that. Oh, it was upside down. Set near you. A book that's, oh, interesting. A book that was set near me. How near? I mean, near is such a relative term because if we're talking general scope of books, like this is in a different universe. So technically anything set on Earth would be near me compared to Brimstone. But if we're talking about relativity just of things that are on the Earth, like a book that's set in the US versus in Mozambique, or like in Portland or Los Angeles versus like North Carolina. This is way too relative. Set near me. I cannot believe my luck on this one. Set near me. I didn't even realize. I will, the very fucking day it comes out, be reading The Caretaker by Marcus Kluwer. This is not a sequel to, but it is set in the same universe, I believe, as We Used to Live Here, which is my favorite book that I read in 2025. One of my favorite horror books of all time. The Caretaker is his follow-up novel with the same kind of time fuckery stuff that goes on. The synopsis says, exciting opportunity, caretaker urgently needed, 3 days of work, competitive pay, serious applicants only. Macy Mullins can't say why the job posting grabbed her attention. It had the pull of a fisherman's lure, barbed hook and all, vaguely ominous. But after an endless string of failed job interviews, she's not exactly in the position to be picky. She has rent to pay, groceries to buy, and a younger sister to provide for. Besides, it's only 3 days work. 3 days cooped in a stranger's house, surrounded by Oregon coast wilderness. What starts as a peculiar side gig soon becomes a waking nightmare. An incomprehensible evil may dwell on this property, and Macy Mullins might just be the only thing standing between it and the rest of humanity. Absolutely. And then in the little synopsis, it's got more of Marcus Kluwer's Morse code that he puts. You know what? He puts Morse code in these books. He puts fucking crack in this book. Listen, I cannot explain how excited I am for this book. Most anticipated book of the year by a long shot. Didn't even realize it was set on the Oregon coast. But that is in fact a book that is, by almost any measure of the word, set near me. That was exhilarating. Book 3. You. What? Oh my god. 24 for 24 list. Oops. A book that was on my 24 books to read in 24 list. I must have written that down wrong because I started my channel in 2024 and I thought it'd be really, really funny if instead of 24 books to read in 2024, I chose 69 books to read in 2024. Because what is funnier than the number 69? And obviously I didn't finish that because what the f was I talking about, making a list of 69 books that I had to read over the year? What the f is wrong with me? Okay, what is still on that list that I have not read? A lot. There's a lot on that list that I haven't read. What did I want to read right now? Oh, dear God. Oh, there... Whoa. There's a book on my 24 books to read in 2024 list that is once again on my 2026 list, which is upsetting. That is upsetting to me. Hold on. That would be The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. This book, which has been with me for so long, and yet I have not read it. That's really upsetting, and it's really sad, and I'm so sorry to you. I apologize. On an unnamed island, objects are disappearing. First hats, then ribbons, birds, roses. Most of the inhabitants are oblivious to these changes, while those few able to recall the lost objects live in fear of the draconian Memory Police, who are committed to ensuring that what has disappeared remains forgotten. When a young writer discovers that her editor is in danger, she concocts a plan to hide him beneath her floorboards, and together they cling to her writing as the last way of preserving the past. What is wrong with me? Like, genuinely, what is wrong with me? Every single video you see me do, there's at least 60,000 books where I go, hey, I really should have read that 2 years ago. Oh, I've been wanting to read that for 85 years. Okay, we've 3 down, 4 to go. H. Okay, so that means the book starts with H. Oh, wow. Stunning. Perfect. Incredible. The book that starts with H that I will be reading in April, for f***ing sure, is Heap Earth Upon It by Chloe Michelle Howarth. This is the author's follow-up, not sequel, it's just her next book after she wrote Sunburn, which is one of my favorite books of all f***ing time. Heap Earth Upon It says it's about January 1965, the orphaned O'Leary siblings, Tom, Jack, Anna, and Peggy, arrive in the village of Ballycrea, tight-lipped about their troubled past and desperate for a fresh start. After being met with suspicion from most of the locals, the family are thrilled when they're taken under the wing of their well-respected neighbors, Bill and Betty, who offer them work, companionship, and an opportunity to fit in. But for one of the O'Learys, this new friendship sparks an intense attachment that makes the dynamic dangerous for all. It's difficult to bury secrets, but almost impossible to bury feelings. And it's tagged as #lesbian. So just like Sunburn was gay as f***, this book will also be gay as f***, and it's about yearning in Ireland. 3 more. Does that say free choice? I put free choice slips in here? Oh, how kind of me. Wow. Okay. Okay. I know you all have heard me talk up and down about David Attenborough's book that came out last year, Ocean, and if you haven't heard me talk up and down about it, I'm not doing my job correctly. But in April, towards the end specifically, I will be reading A Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough. David Attenborough is turning 100 years old on May 8th. And if you don't know who David Attenborough is at this point, again, I'm not doing my job correctly. David Attenborough is one of the greatest conservationists of our time. My big three in terms of conservation work, wildlife and conservation work, it was Jane Goodall, Steve Irwin, David Attenborough. As we all know, Steve Irwin has been gone for a while. Jane Goodall passed last year. I don't want to talk about it. I can't talk about it. David Attenborough is turning 100, which is terrifying. And I am going to honor him and his 100th birthday in the best possible way that I know how to, which is reading books by him, watching documentaries, talking about him to all of you guys, trying to force some of you guys to ingest David Attenborough content with me. So therefore, my free choice for the month of April will be A Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough. I will now read the back to you. This came out, by the way, a few years ago. I am 96. I've had an extraordinary life. It's only now that I appreciate how extraordinary. As a young man, I felt I was out there in the wild, experiencing the untouched natural world, but it was an illusion. The tragedy of our time has been happening all around us, barely noticeable from day to day. The loss of our planet's wild places, its biodiversity. I have seen this decline. A Life on Our Planet is my witness statement and a vision for the future. It is the story of how we came to make this our greatest mistake, and how if we act now, we can yet put it right. We share Earth with the living world, the most remarkable life support system imaginable, constructed over billions of years. The planet's stability has wavered just as its biodiversity has declined. The two things are bound together. To restore stability to our planet, therefore, we must restore its biodiversity, the very thing we have removed. It is the only way out of this crisis that we ourselves have created. We must rewild the world. We have one final chance to create the perfect home for ourselves and restore the wonderful world we inherited. All we need is the will to do so. That's my man. Cover has a mammal. Okay, I'm gonna make a guess, but this is gonna be a stand-in book for any number of books. So, I'm gonna put The Mad Sisters of Essie by Tashin Mehta on this list. For Cover Has a Mammal. That's a whale. A whale is a mammal, in case you didn't know that. I am going to be doing an elongated reading vlog in April. Perhaps reading things, perhaps unhauling things, perhaps in the realm of fantasy books. I perhaps talked about this in a video a few months ago saying, hey, I really should do this because my fantasy shelves are fucking packed to the brim. So I'm hoping that this gets pulled out of the jar when that happens. But again, this is a stand-in. I'm sure one of the books that gets pulled out for that video will have a mammal on it. But I'd be really stoked if it was this one. This is like fever dream central. This is all I could ask for. This is the book that I was recommended when I asked for recommendations for books that feel like the scene in Treasure Planet when Jim Hawkins is on the pirate ship and they're just chillin', casually sailing through the cosmos through a pod of space whales. How many times have you heard me say that exact sentence? The story of the Mad Sisters of Essie and their two greatest marvels, the museum of collective memory that sprawls underneath our universe, waiting for any who call for it, and the living impossible Whale of Babel. Myung and her sister Lale are the sole inhabitants of the Whale of Babel. They roam within its cosmic chambers, speak folktales of themselves, and pray to their creator, the Great Wisa. For Lale, this is everything. For Myung, it is not enough. When Myung flees the whale, she stumbles into a new universe full of people, shape-shifting islands, and argumentative ghosts. This feels like everything. I feel like I'm going to be confused for the entire 420 pages, which is all I ever want in a book. I've asked for recommendations for books that feel like Piranesi. Nothing feels like Piranesi. That's the unfortunate thing. Nothing will ever feel like Piranesi. This sounds like it could at least live on the same cul-de-sac as Piranesi, which is really all that I ask for. So anyways, that's my best guess for a cover that has a mammal. Something in April will wind up having a mammal on the cover. I really hope I have the opportunity to read that book. Last one. Oh my god, my battery's dying. We gotta do this really fast. Oh my god, open please. What does it say? A book I thrifted. Oh, that'll be pretty easy. A book I thrifted. Oh, I know what I want to do. I heard about this book, Found Audio by N.J. Campbell, last year at some point. It sounds like the most bizarre little book I've ever heard in my life. It is 130 pages or less. I don't understand anything about it. And I thrifted it. I found it on Pango for like $1.50. We're following a historian and analyst capable of discerning the most cryptic and trivial details from audio recordings. One day, a mysterious man appears at her office in Dutch Harbor, Alaska, having traveled a great distance to bring her 3 Type 4 audio cassettes that bear the stamp of a library in Buenos Aires that may or may not exist. On the cassettes is the deposition of an adventure journalist and his obsessive pursuit of an amorphous, legendary, and puzzling city of dreams. Spanning decades, his quest leads him from a snake hunter in the Louisiana bayou to the walled city of Kowloon on the eve of its destruction, from the singing dunes of Mongolia to a chess tournament in Istanbul. The deposition also begs the question, who is making the recording and why? Despite being explicitly instructed not to, curiosity gets the better of her and she mails a transcription of the cassettes with her analysis to an acquaintance before vanishing. The man who brought her the cassettes too has disappeared. The journalist was unnamed. Found Audio is the complete archival manuscript of the mysterious recordings accompanied by her analysis. I don't understand what this is at all and I want to read it immediately. Again, could feel a little like Piranesi-ish in that it seems confusing as f. Oh, my battery, she be dying. If you need a reminder as to what we just did, I randomly generated an object and it was a bottle of lotion, and so I'm choosing Brimstone by Callie Hart. I pulled a book set near you, and so I'm doing The Caretaker by Marcus Kluwer because it's on the Oregon coast. For my 24 for 24 list, which was actually 69 for 24, I'm doing The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. For a book that starts with H, I'm doing Heap Earth Upon It by Chloe Michelle Howarth. For a free choice, I am choosing A Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough. For Cover Has a Mammal, I am assuming Mad Sisters of Essie by Tasha Mehta. And for thrifted, I am choosing Found Audio by N.J. Campbell. My battery is about to die, so I'm going to say this very quickly. If you can hear me, if you can read the subtitles, I love you very much. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single last one of you. I hope you're having a wonderful springtime, almost springtime? I think we just started spring at the time that you're saying this. Almost springtime so far. I hope I see you very soon. I love you, bye. Hi friends, it's the end of a month and almost the beginning of a which means it's time again to use my handy dandy ow! One of the whales was pulling my hair out. Hi friends, it's the end of one month and almost the beginning of a new month, which time... It's too late for this. It's too late for this. It's too late for this. Stop it. I'm gonna be on Kayla at Books and Lala, her live discussion for her book club book. I might be live on the internet for the very first time ever, which is terrifying. You know what? I'm gonna put all this in the bloopers. If you're a blooper person, you're blooper people, you stay around to watch the bloopers, congratulations. I'm fucking terrified. I've never been live on the internet before. I love pre-recording things because I can cut out all the weird breaths and all the times I pause for like 3 whole minutes trying to think of what the fuck I'm trying to think about. I'm scared.